Hello everyone, welcome to a World of Warship Blitz video. Today's video is another state of play video, so it's been ages since I've done them and then I'm doing a whole lot at once. So in this particular video we are going to be asking for feedback. I am in, I suppose, the community contributor role, and so what that means is that I really need to, I've just been producing videos, and it's probably time for some feedback because I have an avenue for giving feedback. So let's start by having a look at the Blitz Pass. So I think the Blitz Pass has improved over the past couple of months. This particular Blitz Pass, hold on a second, let's me just put myself offline. There we go. In the division equals offline. So I have purchased this Bliss Pass. It was something like $8.99 New Zealand, so that's pretty cheap. So I took it. My personal view, let's go for my personal view, is that I really appreciated the massive reduction in the Blitz Pass for the London, I think the Perth and the Viribus Unitas events, where the Blitz Pass was around about $16 and you'd get a premium, either a tier 6 cruiser or a tier 5 battleship, um, compared with previous Blitz passes, which I suppose, had more rewards, but certainly had a higher cost. The advanced crate, initially the advanced crates for me seem to have produced mainly free XP in silver, which is, to be fair, if you have a look at my totals, pretty useless. However, the last couple of Blitz passes, for example, the first draw on this one was 200 gold. The last Blitz pass, I think I got 600 gold. I got a couple of copper prior to that. So overall, with the Blitz pass, what's your sense? This Blitz pass is a bit anemic in the rewards, about 950 gold. I remember the London was about 1500, so you could get the ship and then the Blitz pass paid for the camo. But it was, I think it was maybe nearly twice as much. So what's people's feeling with the Blitz Pass? Do give us feedback because I'll pass that on. Right. Although I got to say that as an early release, did I go with? I went with the British DDs. I didn't think I'd go with the Soviet battleships, but I did. And I think with the Italian, one of them, I don't think I bought the Blitz Pass. It may have been the Italian cruisers where I just I bulldozed my way through the up through the line. Right. The second thing I'm going to talk about is the Smolensk sonar sweep. So this is the new sonar sweep for the Smolensk. I don't have the exact figures on hand, but I think for all the spins you'd be spending around about 51,000 gold, which is a lot, quite a lot, admittedly. At least, although it wasn't advertised in the game, it was put online. So essentially, there is a fixed price for the Smolensk, which, if you're lucky, could be reduced, and that's fixed price is around 51,000 gold. I love the Smolensk, to be fair, playing it on the press account, and from my perspective, this is probably a little bit steep. That's probably personally, because then you have to get historical chem on top of it. Other people may go for that. But I'll certainly be looking out for Smolensk in a bundle going forward. And saying that, it's my birthday coming up, so maybe I'll treat myself. Anyway, the but I suppose the key thing from my perspective is that I'm always concerned about loot boxes. This is a fixed price. It's not. It's a fixed price with a potential discount if you're lucky, is the best way of describing it. So the fixed price, 51,000, which I'm going to have to commend and say that actually that's really good. But the fixed price is, yeah, it's probably a little bit more than I can afford to explain on the credit card. So it's just personally. So just be aware that there is, and I'll see if I can put the links in the description below. There is a description around the chances for each of the wins, or the chances for getting the Smolensk on each draw. Yep. So chances, and those chances weight it towards being at the back end. I think between this, if there's two items left, the Smolensk is a 12% chance. Um, and initially on the first draw, it's a 0.1% chance. It's 1 in 1,000. So just be aware of what you're doing, because chances are that it's a fixed price with the potential for a discount if you're lucky. It's not, you'll get it if you're lucky, is probably the best way of describing it. Right, reward tree. I actually quite enjoyed the reward tree with the camos for the Halloween camos, and I managed to get camo for my Charles Martel, my Shokaku, and the Benson, which is nice. This provides a back from the seabed camo, which would be nice for the Bismarck that I've got. Um, it provides, I already have the historical camo for the Loyang, although this is quite nice. So, some nice camos. The Maya has historical camo, which is interesting. I suppose there's one tech tree and two premium ships that are getting camos. That's probably the main difference. Last time it was three tech tree ships. But I'd like your feeling on the on this. Do you just go for the keys? For example, the silver keys are of no value to me, and we'll get to that shortly because because I've played a bit, I've managed to accumulate a number of premiums, so there's no ships. The gold keys, however, are very valuable. The resources, yeah, we can talk through that as well. So anyway, feedback on the reward trees really appreciated. It does mean that if you've got something that you really want, you can just drive down and drive down the line and get it. Um, Although I do note I already own one of these portraits. Um, While we're at it, let's have a bit of a chat. So the birthday tech tree discount, we'll come back to that. The shipyard's getting some of the has had the I think it's got the Duca d'Aosta, although I've got that. It's got the hill from the initial Blitz pass. So they're cycling through some of the Blitz pass ships, which is nice to see actually, because it did feel a little bit sad that those ships were come and gone. Although on the other hand, when you did have feel a level of exclusivity getting them through the Blitz pass. So with the cheaper Blitz pass, there's less of that sense of exclusivity. So it would be nice to see them being made available for those that may not have been playing when the Blitz passes came out. Black ships, I've tended to avoid black ships. I've been tempted by the Black Edinburgh because I can put my commander in it, the David Beatty, but to be fair, black ships are, I'm into variety, and it feels like sort of like a little bit like the same thing, although I did go and buy the Scharnhorst, which is very similar to the Gneiser now, and the Prince Eugen, which is pretty much identical to the Admiral Hipper, so let's not get too carried away. Looking forward to the shipyard rotation. I have enough steel for this. I have enough copper for this, and enough copper for this. But to be fair, I'm hoping that there's a view about what the new rotation may look like. And I mean, I'll be providing feedback to say that the ship rotation, giving us visibility down the track, gives us the opportunity to work out how hard we want to earn to get the various ships. So it's a bit motivating. So, getting a view, because if the shipyard rotation was, for example, the Prinz Eugen and the Tirpitz as these two, as the cruiser, Tier 8 cruiser and battleship. Well, I already have those, so I'd probably just go and grab these and be done with it. Right, so the shipyard, it is a nice place for them to put in the some of those older premiums from the Blitz pass so that they just don't disappear into the mists of time. Anything else to talk about in here? Premium, anything else to get feedback on? Yeah, well, I mean, my feedback on the subscription is fairly old. It's been out for a while, but actually, it's a fair. Sometimes, if you need a whacker, if you need an injection of gold, this is a place to go. And then for a week, you can absolutely cane it on getting in a bit of income and a bit of free XP. Right, what else have we got as I go through this list? The final thing is I'll talk about the tech tree. So the tech tree does have a special on sale for ships. So at tier 9, for example, it looks like, where are we? So the rune, not going to get the rune, has dropped from nearly 7.5 million to 6 million. That's 1.5 million off. That's absolutely worth it from my perspective. And if I look at ships that I actually have, oh, actually, hold on, let's go back here. I'm considering the Hindenburg. That's dropped from 13.2 to 10.5 million, which is around about a 2.7 million saving, which is a module. So all this free XP that I've got up the top, you're going to see that number tank right down. Some of that silver will drop back as well. I am considering also, I don't really, I'm I'm a bit wary of tier 9 ships because I tend to have sort of bad experiences, and that's probably because I'm not used to them. I don't play them enough, but I am considering the Brindisi as a tier 9 and getting it while the price is good. I mean, the other ones that I can get at tier 9, I'm not so interested. St. Louis, yeah, I'm not so interested. Yeah, let's not talk about the Pan Asian line. Um, the Russians, I'm not there yet, although I am looking at the Kiev eventually and the Dminsky or the Diem Donskoy. Well, this is just a romp through my tech lines, isn't it? So anyway, it's a state of play. So I've been busy grinding up to tier 9, strangely enough, because I do know that the blueprints is going to become the crush pretty quickly. I jumped the Jutland, not because it's bad, but basically because I wanted the daring and I was in a hurry. And also, by jumping the Jutland, I saved myself on a whole lot of blueprints. I am looking at the Minotaur, the Conqueror, maybe the line. I've got that. The Neptune I'm learning and I'm doing pretty well in, actually, to be fair. It's achieving good results. The Kitakaze, on the other hand, is a bit of a struggle, and yeah, and the Azumo, we won't talk about the Azumo. Tier 9 in the Japanese line is not great for me. As for American tier lines, I still have my first tier 9 ever was the Baltimore, and I'll work through that. And potentially I should look at the Seattle. Well, the price is good, but I'll have a look at my blueprint count because essentially that is the constraint. So I will be purchasing based around the not that, yes, that. So for a tier 10 ship, I knock 105 off those. So I can afford something like 5 tier 10 ships. A tier 9 obviously takes that down. I can do blueprint upgrades, but that's hideously expensive, and that chops through the cash like nobody's business. So at the moment, I think that my constraint is right there. I have a few of those, but the Russian battleship line will absorb those. So I've got to be a bit careful about what I choose. But I am tending towards cruisers. I have a tier 10 destroyer in the Daring, which suits, well, it doesn't really suit my style. I think I'd prefer the tier 10 French destroyer if the French line ever comes out. And yes, so give us any feedback. I mean, the other feedback is what lines would you like to see next? I mean, I don't know what's coming out next. I have a suspicion at this stage they're probably already working on it, so maybe it's set in stone, but I don't know. I suspect the development time on them and the balancing and all the research and all that sort of stuff and the converting the models from PC to mobile is probably quite a lengthy business. So, for all we know, they may be halfway through the development of the next tech tree line, but still, feedback's good. My assumption would be that anything that's in the PC line would be something that would be a candidate because it would have all the base research and sort of, I suppose, the core of the model, 3D modeling done. That's, of course, completely my guess. So whatever you want to give feedback about, whatever you want me to throw up the chain, yeah, put it in the comments. Let's just go for it. Let's have a big one. I hope that, well, Hope that you've been enjoying the videos. I've got the Scharnhorst and the Gneiss now, fee versus free, mostly recorded. I just need to make sure I get the battle recordings when I talk about the stats, and then I'll be able to put that up. After that, I am going to struggle. I haven't got the Massachusetts and I haven't got the Alabama. I have them on the press account, but unless I know how to play the class of ships and have a reasonable run rate of games, I'm not really prepared to do a fee versus free because it's just guesswork. But I will be doing the Warspite and the Queen Elizabeth. I can delude the Blerathon and the Dreadnought. There's the Fushin, the Gnevny, and the Unshun, which are also a triple for free versus fee. So I have a few lined up, but yeah, it may take a while before I get to some of the ones that have been requested, like Missouri and Iowa, because as you can see, the Iowa is still a fair way off. And mainly that's because the North Carolina is, oops, I was after the tech tree. The North Carolina isn't probably my favorite tier 9 battleship, so it's taking a slow road. Yeah, and in case you were wondering, yes, I have got all the tier 8s. So because I'm doing this whole video thing, I was after variety rather than a single line. So that has accidentally ended up with me managing to get all the tier 8s. So if you have any requests for videos, tier 8 or lower, then please put them in the comments below. I don't have all the tier 8 premiums. I go to the press account if necessary, but yeah, anything you want to see up to tier 8, let us know. Tier 9 and 10, I'm not so skilled in that area, and I'll leave the videos for those areas to be produced by the people. So yeah, that was quite a long video. So yeah, thanks for getting to this point if you're at this point. Otherwise, if would be good if you could like this video and subscribe. It helps me. You know, you don't have to, entirely voluntary, but it's the ask. And I hope you find these useful. Please comment any suggestion, feedback on any of the topics on this or anything else in the comments below. Thanks for watching, and we'll catch you next time.